Hi, have you travelled in a train? Do you know the sound it makes? The smoke it leaves behind. The train fascinates me a lot. There is another person like me, Suraj, who is fascinated by the train. Do you want to meet him? Come along with me. Look there, Suraj is standing near the cutting, waiting for the midday train. He is here not to catch the train, but to watch the steam engine come roaring out of the tunnel. He has cycled all the way from his village to the jungle. Can you hear the steam engine coming out of the tunnel, snorting and puffing? It looks like a green, black and gold dragon out of Suraj's dreams. Here it goes, leaving behind smoke over the tall shisham trees. Let us see what happens next. Suraj wanted to see the other side of the tunnel. He walked into it. The tunnel was dark, humid and sticky. A bat whizzed past him. Then a lizard scuttled between the tracks. When he emerged from the tunnel, he was blinded by the sudden bright light. He put a hand up to shade his eyes. What was that? Something was moving between the trees. It was orange and gold in color and had a long swishing tail. It was there and gone in an instant. Then he noticed the watchman's hut. It was the watchman's duty to inspect the tunnel for obstacles. Every day, before the arrival of the train, he would walk through the tunnel. If nothing was wrong, he would come back to his hut and take a nap. Otherwise, he would wave a red flag as the train approached so that the engine driver would slow down. At night, he lit an oil lamp and repeated the drill. This time he would wave the lamp if he found something amiss. That was the watchman for you. He saw Suraj as he came out of the tunnel and welcomed him, saying that he did not have many visitors there. Suraj told him that he wanted to see the train coming through the tunnel. Then his curiosity to know what was there in the tunnel made him reach here. The watchman was wondering what he found in the tunnel. Suraj told him that he found nothing much, only he saw some animal up on the hill, but it was too quick for Suraj to identify. The watchman smiled and said that it was his friend, a leopard. Suraj was scared. Would the leopard hurt him? No. The watchman said that it was a leopard that minded its own business. It visits a few days every month. Suraj was curious to know how long the watchman had been there. Many years, said the watchman. His name was Sundar Singh. He explained that there is one train during the day and there is one train during the night. He invites Suraj to come watch the mail that comes at night. He promises to take him home, but he would have to take his parents' permission. Sundar Singh says that he needs to sleep then. He placed a large banana leaf over his face to keep away the flies and started snoring. Suraj stood up, looking up and down the railway tracks. He then started walking back to his cycle to go back to the village. Suraj came back the next evening and found that Sundar Singh was waiting for him. He had tea ready for them. Sundar Singh lit his oil lamp and moved off towards the tunnel, while Suraj sat on the cot sipping his tea. There was 10 minutes for the train to arrive. Sundar Singh turned his lamp into the tunnel. Was there any new sound? No, it was the usual. But wait, what is that rustling sound? Was that a footfall? There was something amiss. What was that? Is it somebody cutting wood? No, Sundar Singh says it is the leopard. It is in the tunnel and needs to be shown the way out, or it would be killed by the train. What? Save it? Now Suraj is worried. Will it not harm them? The watchman says the leopard only eats goats and stray dogs, but nevertheless he would take his axe along. He asks Suraj to stay near the hut, but Suraj is not doing anything like that. He also starts to walk with Sundar Singh. Lamp in hand, Sundar Singh walked into the tunnel, shouting at the top of his voice to try and scare away the animal. Suraj was right behind him, but he was silent. His throat was dry due to fear. They had just entered when what did they see? The leopard was near them, crouching between the tracks. It looked ready to pounce on them. Baring its teeth and snarling, it went down on its belly, its tail twitching. Suraj screamed in fright. Sundar Singh also screamed to drive it away. Their voices echoed in the tunnel. So much noise. The leopard got terrified, turned swiftly, and disappeared into the darkness. To make sure that it had gone, Sundar Singh and Suraj walked across the tunnel. When they returned, the rails had started vibrating. They knew the train was coming. Friends, wasn't Sundar Singh smart? What an adventure that might have been for Suraj. I wish I could have been there. Do you also?